The government of Meghalaya on Wednesday announced containment measures with effect from May 1st at 5 a.m. till May 10th at 5 a.m. in Shillong urban agglomeration, Jawai town and Tura town amid the prevailing Covid-19 situation in the state.
So during the period of the lockdown, one of the biggest hurdles or challenges in front of us was really how to help farmers. Because firstly, we all need farmers, whether lockdown or no lockdown. We need food on our tables, we need food to eat. And at the same time, farmers have to evacuate or dispose or sell off their produce so that they don't rot. They have to, earn their livelihood. And at the same time, there are plenty of buyers and people who are dependent on these agricultural produce from different far-flung villages. And these buyers may be from within the state, from other states as well. So really, how do we, make the connects, especially during a time when everything was shut, public transport, vehicles movement was completely restricted, and so many other support systems which generally during normal periods are available. So immediately from the side of our office, we launched we instituted a COVID farmers response cell, wherein we had dedicated numbers and helplines, especially to cater to the needs and requirements of farmers from around the district. And for this, we also tied up closely with the district agriculture officer and the Directorate of Agriculture. I felt that during this time, really, it was incredibly useful to have an agency like 1917iTEAMS, which already had a database of people, of entrepreneurs as well as farmers who were willing to tie up together, work in close coordination to help meet the needs of the market.
With the announcement of the second lockdown, immediately 1917iTEAMS started getting many calls from farmers who actually wanted to sell off their produce. But because of the nature of the virus this time around and its high transmissibility, the government were very strict in terms of vehicular movements. The difference between this year's lockdown and last year's lockdown was that there were specific market days that were allowed to open at the initial stage. In the last year, you could actually see that there were many vendors who were sitting on the roadside and selling their produce. But if you look at the scenario this year, because of the strict implementation of the lockdown, people were highly impacted because they were not able to move anywhere. But if you look from the other side, our farming community had to earn their bread. They have to sell their produce on a daily basis. So they were struggling to bring their produce to Shillong. We have here farmers who wants to sell and consumers who wants to buy, but there is no intermediary market at that point of time. Majority of the local stores actually procure from Yodelang at Yodo. But when the district administration felt the need to close that particular market, there was a big gap in the demand and supply for fresh produce.
We had to close down some of the major markets. Like, Yodo is the biggest market in the district, I dare say, in the state. But we had to close it down because, the conditions as such are not conducive during such a time. So in order to help the wholesalers as well as the vegetable retailers who depend on that market and on whom so many other people and markets, petty markets depend, we decided to shift them to Anjali parking lot, which has three tiers of parking, which is more or less an open space. So we set up makeshift temporary structures for them. We allocated them space. We ensured that there was distancing maintained, and we also ensured that the people who come and purchase from them are also wholesalers, people who buy in bulk and then they go and sell in their respective localities and markets. We also had several meetings, in fact, with our Honourable Minister in charge Agriculture, wherein he had called several producer groups, agricultural groups, NGOs dealing with farmers from around the district. And they really helped because we had set up temporary markets. Apart from the one in Anjali, we had set up temporary markets in the suburban areas, in Ladsmith, in Upper Shillong, even in Polo, through one private individual, through one entrepreneur, some company parking lot. So these really, helped cater to the local needs. People from that area who usually come and sell their wares, then get a chance to come on certain days of the week and to dispose of the produce.
Ngawan ban kerpan, shafi ba, aku makan kapor ke jinge ba ka jala jungi ke kendo, da ke jingi khun yau ni kenyang jingpang bang yang Covid-19, tengah kerpat ya fi baro ba phin yarab lam ban thet yaki marab ki jongi na ki nongrep ki bala penmi bar kadi kapor bangi nirap ru ki samla ki jongi ki ba ya sengkam dalade ki bala ban penpoi ya kini ki marap na benta bakin yo ban pendap ki jingbam ya ki nongsong shnong jongi hapo ka serba shlong jongi bar kumju haki shnong ki thau ki badan hapo ka ri ba ki jongi
through the assistance of 1917iTEAMS, which help to connect the farmers to these markets. So say one locality would tell us that on Wednesday we intend to open up to tell citizens to come, residents to come in a very organized manner to come and purchase from us. So we are already having a tie-up with a farmer in Milame or in Maukenro, and please help arrange a vehicle for us. So 1917 would arrange the vehicle, and then they would come and deposit the goods on that particular day, and that would meet the requirement of the entire locality on that 1 day or 2 days or 3 days progressively in the week. So it meant that residents did not have to go far and wide, they did not have to cry, they did not have to make several phone calls because everything was available.
The other option is to actually deliver the fresh produce to the households. So that was when we thought of bringing in this idea of home delivery agencies. And the home delivery agencies were brought in with the concept that they will procure bulk from these associations or from the farmers themselves or from the peripheral markets that are open. So around 22 of them were active in the first month itself, and by the end of May towards the first week of June, around 33 of them are there.
Agriculture Department lingba ringkat bat ka 1917iTEAMS la da seng ru ya nakabenta ki kun samla jong inong sangkam ki bangi la ban penpoi ki mar ki jong ki mar mo shi ki long yeng long sem lingba ka home delivery kini ki kun samla ki nong sangkam ki bala ban ya trailang ringkat ba ka 1917 bagin chimi ka mar bat bagin penpoi ki mar shi ki long yeng long sem lingba ka home delivery.
When the second phase of lockdown started, so we applied a home delivery through the DC office, and then that's how we came to be introduced to iTEAMS. When the iTEAMS start introducing this process of how we supply to home delivery, of course in the beginning it was very difficult to get the products. We had a problem in communication with the farmers, but the iTEAMS groups has supplied most of the farmers who are registered in the groups. So we got those numbers and then we start calling the farmers.
We are actually supplying and delivering like vegetables, chickens, eggs and all. The thing is that the iTEAMS gave us the farmers information that where to collect the products from, and we went to the villages and picked up the things from there. Some from the spots where the iTEAMS has given us the information like Anjali and 7th mile, 11th mile. So we went there and got the products from there.
Nong yalam ki jongi kila rescue ya ki jor na ki nongrap ki wanra hakani ka main stock te nang ni ki penya yo kumba kila batai ani apo Jantia Hills makumju sha East Khasi district idan ki jor ki ba nang ni ki wanra sha ka main stock ka bangidan apo central bedi Shnong te nang te Shnong pade ni let I home delivery keleng-keleng ya ki Bri da ka jinge trelang bat ka office iTEAMS 1917.
Kumbakalong restitution kami himanta. Bapli gunong rep sa ikan net. Kiyaw ru bon bakhang. Te kami yo bansong. Te limba ka iTEAMS pada kaya rap subon kan. Kali penkit di pot Shnong ai ko kimara stok. Iki nong rep gimdan kam suban longwer kan long. Bakin wan sa Shlong kan ban wan kiyo wan di ki jor ki. Along kumbakala yarap subon kan kala alik pot Shnong ka penkit. Nang tu pada kawan buah stok, nah stok pada gila market mana pergi balik delivery.
Ningkong kaya rap bahaya kinong rep namar kinong rep ki thung ki jhur ki jongki dan kim yo ban pen ya yo ma man suong ya ki na haki yo ki hat amar ba ka yo khang ko man ta ki pot kum hakani ka pot jong pandemic ti ya ki Bri ru kum jo kum hakani ka pot kim yo ban ni na yeng kim yo ban let ban ong let yo let thiet ki ya ki na yo ti kadang dah kani ko home delivery ke bayar rap yaki ban penpoi yaki jur yaki so haki yang ki jongki
jika kani ka idea pengila online ta kadai lingba ka jing penyak yang telak po iTEAMS 1917 kile maki kan ki pentep maki ki terwahi maki kan bangit lan ban tren ban ngile ni ka
มันle ni ka home delivery teng nomor ba nginda show up ba ken thiete na dukan de tang compensation molai tang license tio mangi pele dan rai ling ba kan jing le home delivery ban ka sing yo ban de kan yo ban panya yo ki marap.
A particular farmer's reach, it's located in one particular area. Now through our means we have been able to reach out to this farmer. Through us has been able to reach out to more customers. In that way his reach is now not secluded to one section of Shillong only, but his reach is now throughout the whole of Shillong.
Kadai ru ka bayarap ya kinong bam ha ba kiyo ya ki jhur ki bedang long ki bedang bha ki bedang fresh ha ba direct now nong rep but haki how nong bam.
It was easier to work with them because one is that they can procure in bulk somewhere to the tune of 300 to 400 kilos per agency. Second is they can travel a little distance to markets like Umpernai, markets like 7 Mile, the 5th Mile market. So it was becoming easier to actually give them access. We had worked very closely with the district administration. We actually proposed to them the list of home delivery agencies, which they approve.
We made people, at least in the urban areas, know that there are several partners, there are several people who are willing to come and distribute or buy to your doorstep, so you don't have to step out at all. So accordingly, 1917, the good thing was that they already had, like I said, that database, that compilation of all the entrepreneurs who had tied up with local with farmers and with producers from around the district, both from urban and rural areas, and who were willing to come and sell at the doorstep. Based on the list which we received from 1917, we gave them passes. We gave a very clear set of instructions, and this included the fact that all the delivery executives, delivery personnel had to be well trained. They had to wear masks, and when vaccination had started in full swing, we said we encourage you to vaccinate, even wear your vaccination status so that people get the choice. They are well aware, and other such things, and basic hand hygiene, and if you're positive, if you have symptoms, don't go out. So these were the kinds of instructions which we gave, and also the pack houses or the storehouses or the shops from where these home delivery people operated were also given special permission to open.
Phone number
Dia kini ki johor irung gile delivery ki johor ngi sa yo fresh pe ki johor ni sa ni sim nang tega sanmer ni jre tiet kini ki johor nang tena sanmer ti kin dala poi ka store ka jongi ni sa le packaging ini sepen poi pede sa yang jong ki brio da bila order nangi.
So once we bring it to stock points, so what we do is that we have a team which does the segregation and everything, and also process the orders which have been placed by the customers.
We pack them differently in the ways that the iTEAM has advised us, and go and distribute them with all the gloves and double masking as per our the rules that is given by the iTEAM to us, and that is how we distribute them.
Kita ni ki brio ru ki ba shong quarantine ma ki ba mi alat ben mi kani ka aila je ki ba kina ben phone yang iru bangin pen biang ki ba kani ka por ngi la ben itu ya bon got ki brio ki ba ya de jor ya de do Takoi ka rukam kala pen kala ya ka rukam thiet rukam de jhor de so emo baki bre ruk mata ki lala ban chu phone na yeng but ni lala ban pen biang ki.
Because the home delivery agencies were actually delivering all across Shillong, and also they were delivering to the household under isolation, to the household under home quarantine, it makes us also a little uneasy that these people were sort of risking themselves for this particular endeavor. We wrote to the mission director NHM, and we're very grateful that the mission director NHM also gave us a slot, and in fact gave us the whole day where we could actually bring the entire network of these home delivery agencies to be vaccinated. After that, it became a little more easier on us, knowing that these boys and girls are actually now vaccinated as well as doing this service to the community.
Nga aku beli ya ka sa isisian ya ka 1917iTEAMS bakal yarap yang nakabenta ka home delivery ru ling baba ngin yo banyarap ya kipat ba barok ma ling ba kan ka home delivery.
And we've been doing we are part of the iTEAMS ecosystem, and we've been doing home delivery and also procuring from our farmers.
I am very grateful and thankful for iTEAM 1917. Through this team, I got my first dose, and I will be expecting my second dose.
So I'd like to thank the 1917iTEAM for helping me to get this vaccine, and I'd really like to thank them for helping the farmers to sell the products and for helping us, the delivery boys, to deliver the products to them.
Ilawan ai kena guna vaksin bagi yo ban mi ban deliver ke tukar jingkuak jong fi ki dawai ki bam ki di fi.
The concept of home delivery is something that can always be relied upon. At that point of time was a necessity because of the closure of markets. But as time goes, we feel that this can easily become a separate channel on its own. It can be a self-sustaining channel. I think 1917 going forward will also have to relook at making the home delivery network a little bit stronger. In cases of such emergencies as we experienced this year, we can rely on them to fulfill the needs of the local households in our town, in Shlong town. And we're looking at expanding this channel also across the state of Meghalaya.
I think so this also has helped a lot, not even myself, but even the local youths as well. Through this system, I was able to employ a few candidates doing my delivery for me, because delivery has been done by two-wheelers. To credit it all, I think so the credit goes to the farmers. We are so happy that we were able to procure their things, and at least nothing goes to waste.
As suppliers, if we can supply maybe fresh, it's not being rotten, or by the time we pack until the time it reaches the customers, I am very sure this will work. It is something, a new market, you know, it reaches straight into your kitchen.
The aim of what we're doing is to normalize ordering essential items at home. Just like you're ordering your medicines now at home, you're ordering your clothes at home, we also want to make this a new thing where what did the pandemic teach us is you don't necessarily need to always step out when you don't need to step out.
So when we were scurrying around and scampering and getting all these distress calls and wondering how to manage all these issues, slowly what built up was that network, you know, which we got the contact numbers. We understood, you know, who are the key people in this network, who is producing, who is arranging the transport, who is the buyer, who is the seller, you know, those kinds of things. So we have really sort of tried to compile that and maintain that and digitize that as well. So in the future, at least we have a very clear understanding of what things are like on the ground. All these things really have helped us, like I said, to build a network and to understand also the need for convergence, the need for networking with different stakeholders, both government and private. Through all this, we learned so much, and I feel it is critical that all this, you know, vast set of information that we got, particularly related to farmers, we can respond better, and we can also assist them during normal periods.